Good afternoon, Tarot Sphere. It's Holly from Cape Cod Creatures, and today we're doing March of the Pips. I'm going to rapid fire a few series of live videos for days 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll make this a daily segment just like, what was it, the 31 Days of Tarot Challenge, only this one doesn't seem to be as hard. So anyway, so March of the Pips is a challenge by Kelly from The Truth and Story, and it's all about working with beloved pip decks. Those are decks that don't have illustrated minor cards. So they just have whatever the things are, just in numbers. So anyway, I don't have too many pip decks. I think I have exactly 3 of them. This being one of them. This is the 1980s tarot. The other one that I have that we won't be working with today, but maybe we'll work with it tomorrow, is the Tarot of the Dead, which is out of print, but you can still find it. And then last but not least, and I'm not going to drag it out for this one, but we'll use it because, you know, we gotta love pip decks. Hi, Bella. Hi, Creative. How are you? The other pip deck that I own is a manga tarot deck. So today we'll be working with the 1980s tarot, and I have not really worked with pip decks very much. So this is going to be a fun journey for everyone. And it's actually one of my New Year's resolutions to learn to read with pip style decks. So anyway, all right. So today we're covering aces, or ones, and those are all about like new beginnings, energy, like the kind of like the basic, like the root of the suit. Sorry, see, I'm not really, see, I gotta like refer to my little cheat sheet here. So it says new beginnings, idea generation, positivity, like that kind of stuff. And then another good book that I have is this one is the Modern Witchcraft Guide to Tarot. Beginnings, Individuality, and Focus are good ones for aces. They actually have like a little cheat chart right there for the numbers. And then if you go to Insta, Kelly has like little keywords for the challenge as well. I think for aces, she says beginnings, potential is another good one for that. So I know it's so weird, isn't it? Like I've been reading tarot for, so Bella just said everyone starts somewhere, and you have to begin at the beginning, right? When you get to the end, stop, like the Mad Hatter says. But yeah, it's almost like it's learning a completely new system, and you have to like unlearn everything that you've learned with Rider-Waite because they don't always mesh together. I think eventually the way it winds up, everybody's practice kind of, you take your Rider-Waite and you take your numerology from your pip decks and then you smash the two together, and that's where you wind up. But at first you have to like unlearn all the stuff you've learned. So that for me is very difficult. But anyway, so we're supposed to do a reading and apply it to beginnings and the meanings of the ace. But what I am going to do, hi Molly, how are you? I have separated out the aces, and I'm going to do like a little mini shuffle with these. There's not too many. So we're going to like maybe pick an ace, and we're going to work with that energy and do a little mini reading. All right, so let's see. It's so weird just doing 4, but I'm going to pick that one. Who shuffles 4 cards? All right. So, we got the Ace of Pentacles. So if we're going to apply, so the suit of Pentacles, you can pretty much take all your regular suit meanings and apply them to reading a pip deck. So Pentacles are about like the earthly, I call the earthly delight suit. So money, finances, the base of your Aslov's hierarchy of needs, like your shelter, your food, that kind of stuff. Just things that have to do with like career is usually like your career, just your earth energy, stuff that keeps you grounded, just your your basics of basics. Just practical stuff. That's really the stuff that applies to the Pentacle suit. So this would be the beginning of something to do with the beginning of potential around money or career or whatnot. And then we're going to, yep, I did. I shuffled them well. And then we're actually going to shuffle this deck, and we're going to pick 3 cards to apply, like the ace meaning to over the course of a full spread. Sue, did you buy the deck that I said the other day, the Sea Whispers Oracle? Good, because I as soon as I closed the chat window, I saw it and clicked close by accident when you were just like, oh hey, what's the name of that deck? And I was just like closing, and I was like, oh, I need to answer. You know that thing that you do where you're like your body does one thing and your brain is like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? All right. Oh, we had one jump out. A jumper already, you guys. Awesome. All right, so we're going to use that jumper, and we're going to take 2 more cards. How does that sound? So yeah, for those just joining in, we are doing March of the Pips. This is the Aces. This is the Aces. All right, so, all right, I think that's enough shuffling. All right, I'll take 1 from the bottom and then 1 from the top too. So our jumper was, oh, awesome, the Chariot. And this is why I love this deck, because it's the DeLorean from Back to the Future. I love that movie so, so much. So we've got the Chariot, and then we've got the Hanged Man. Oh, who is this guy? I forget who this one is. Let me refer to my little chart. That's the other thing. Sometimes some of the characters aren't always like forefront of my brain. To be fair, these movies are from the 80s. Let's see. So, Hangman. Rooney from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Oh my goodness, I thought he looked familiar. And then we have, oh, the Page of Cups. All right, so, all right, let's go ahead. Let's go apply all this stuff. All right, so we've got beginnings, career and money, and basic needs beginnings. Combined with the Chariot. The Chariot is kind of like a go card, right? So it's it's the time is now, like harness that energy and kind of like let's go. It's 86 miles per hour, right? Or is it 88? 88 miles per hour. Sorry. I got my movie. My movie, what is that? Out of Time. That's the license plate. I love it. And then Rooney from the Hangman. That's somebody who's kind of like in a stuck place, but they put themselves in that situation. And the Page of Cups. So the page, those are, what an interesting read. Okay. So as applied to career, maybe it's one of those, you feel it's time for a change. You feel it's time. So as for the beginnings of a career, like you feel that it's time you know that it's time to change your career. Like it's time, like you're stuck and you just don't want to be there anymore. And you can feel the stirrings of the beginnings of some sort of new and amazing potential career. You know, like something that's like getting the money together, getting your finances in order and all that stuff is kind of, I want to say Gilded Cage, but that's not quite the right, that's not quite the right energy for it. Like, but there's definitely something is blocking you, but it's something that you've done to yourself. But combine it with the Page of the Page of Cups. So this is like the beginning, something that ushers in the beginning of Cups energy. Not so much as an ace, but or it could be like a message, maybe. It's like the conceiving of an idea, I think, is probably a little more accurate. See, I'm struggling with this, you guys. This is ridiculous. All right. So honestly, this says to me, like, as far as like a new career or whatever is concerned, it's like you've got an idea and you want to just take the reins and run with it and like totally go. Like you want to head out of the gate like a bat out of hell with this thing, but something is holding you back. Like, and you've created some sort of a weird situation for yourself where you just can't take that energy and run with it, like, because you're stuck. You're just stuck. So I think that is the best I think I'm going to get from this reading. But does anybody else want me to do reading for myself is always the worst. So that was a self-read, you guys. And that's welcome to that process. It is a shit show. Does anybody else want me to do a reading for them using the same method? I would really love to practice that. So I'm going to pull an ace card for you and then 3 more cards and do a reading that way. So, and it's not quite the same way that they wanted really to apply that. But anyway, yeah, self-reading is a shit show where I'm concerned. I much prefer reading for other people. I hate when I'm just like, oh, examine your own bullshit. Nope. Yeah. So Molly says that the aces are like the tools that the magician holds, like the 2 through 10 are how we kind of use them. And yeah, that's true. When you look at the magician card, they do have all that stuff like laid out in front of them. They've got a wand and a sword and a pentacle and a cup or a chalice, whatever you want to call it. All right, sure, Bella. Any particular... You know what? That's right. We're not asking questions. We're going to let the aces guide this reading. All right. So let me go ahead and just give this a quick little shuffle. All right. Let's get your ace, shall we? Doopily-doo. Gonna mix up the aces. This is so totally weird. Shuffling just 4 cards. Oh my goodness. All right. I think they're mixed up pretty good. Oh, good. You get to join me in Pentacle Hell. So Bella gets the Ace of Pentacles as well. So let's see what she gets as far as, let's see, Molly, I'll do you next if you want. Let's see what she gets for her 3 cards. And we already did some good shuffling here. So, oh my goodness. At least I'm not the only one floating around in Pentacle Hell. Yay, career. All right. Bottom, middle, and top. All right, so you've got the 10 of Cups. So 10s, where's my little cheat sheet? Here we go. 10s are about like the end, the fruition of a suit, right? The alpha, the omega is what they say. Let me grab my little bookie here. And yep, endings and beginnings and fulfillment. So pretty much like that's like, yay, like it's the top, it's like the culmination of the minors. And then you also got the 9 of Swords, and 9s are about completion. To me, 9s mostly speak to like you're almost like, but not quite. There's like one more thing you got to do. And here it says humanitarianism, wisdom, and completion. And then fruition, conclusion, completion, selflessness, yeah, anticipation, and invention. And then you also got another 9, the 9 of Pentacles. So let's go ahead and examine this, shall we, folks? So as far as like your basic needs, money, career, finance, all that good stuff, we've got the 10 of Cups. So that would be emotions. Let's see. So I don't know what, like, it seems that like you want to be on the pet, like if, okay, so you're looking at money as a way of getting to ultimately finding your like happy rainbow. Oh, here I go applying Rider Waite, right? So you're looking at money as a way to like get to a place of emotional fulfillment. But let's see, you're gonna have to like, if that's the way that you want to approach it, you are gonna have to really like, you have to get from the ace to the 9 as far as money's concerned, if that's going to be your focus. And I think intellectually you've got a lot of retooling of those ideas. So the swords have a lot to do with like thoughts and ideas, and you know, it's the air suit, it's a very mental suit, and the 9 is completion. It's like you've kind of got it worked out, like how you're gonna get, you like use career to get to your like place of emotional fulfillment, but you haven't quite worked out the money portion, it looks like. You know, but if you apply the humanitarian effort, like kind of a thing, I suppose maybe charity work might be something that you want to look into. But again, there's some sort of like last hump you got to get over. Like, do you have enough? Like for me, this would say that you maybe want to do some work in charity or start something charitable or something like that, but you just haven't you haven't thought through all the steps completely, or there's one little hiccup that's keeping you from getting there. Probably some sort of resume experience is what I would get from the 9 of Swords. So that is, I don't know if that works for you, but that is kind of the feeling that I get from that. So that was a little easier, a little less struggly, I suppose. But yeah. So, I mean, you go straight from like the 1 to the 9s and 10s. So whatever it is, like you're almost there. It's just, you got a couple of things you got to work through. All right. So who are we doing next? We read for Bella, and then we're going to read for Molly. All right. Self-empowerment rather than prediction. Yeah, creative. That's, I think tarot kind of like, it's definitely it's a both worlds kind of a thing. Whether we like it or not, I think like a little bit of the mystical pops up in tarot reading rather than, you know, so it might be self-empowerment, but every once in a while tarot likes to be like, here's some mystical bullshit coming your way, whether you like it or not. But even then, even if you just use tarot for self-empowerment, it requires a lot of introspection and compartmentalization to read for yourself. Like whether you're using it for prediction-y stuff or self-empowerment or whatever it is that you're doing with it, reading for yourself it's really hard. And I think it's a lot, it's really, the people that can do it just underestimate how easy they have it. So anyway. All right, let's see. So Molly, you got the Ace of Wands. So wands are mixtapes, you guys, because that's awesome. And wands are things like passion, creativity, spiritual stuff. I know that people think that the cups are supposed to be, I always think that the wands are a little more spiritually to me than the cups. Like the cups are just emotions and it can stop there. Like done. Emotions are just, they're their own thing. I don't think we need to cram anything else into the cups, you know? All right, so let's see. The wands are basically the stuff that lights a fire under your ass because it's the suit of fire. All right, so let's see for Miss, good golly, Miss Molly. All right. Oh, we got some repeaters, some free floating repeaters. All right, so Ace of Wands. So the beginning of an idea or something you're passionate about. So that's awesome. And then we've got the Page of Cups. Again, that is, you know, somebody who conceives of some sort of like idea or something where emotion's concerned. Like this is dealing with a new emotion. This is, you know, like some new incoming incoming emotions for you. And then this is the Queen of Swords. So Queen, yeah, like the page, because pages herald, pages, so I kind of devised a little system. So pages herald, knights act, queens nurture, and kings embody or empower. The Queen of Swords, this is somebody who nurtures ideas. They're also kind of sharp and witty, if that makes any sense. And then you also got the 10 of Cups. So where your new passion or your newfound passions and whatnot are concerned. You've got some new emotion coming in about them, and it's a little like you need to rein that in. You need to kind of be like, okay, like awesome, I'm feeling this excitement. Like you're kind of probably all over the place about it, and you're like feeling up and down about it and whatnot. You need to get off that roller coaster, and you need to think a little bit more about it with your head. Like you need to take the idea and you need to take the emotion out of it, and you need to apply all of that energy towards like nurturing the idea and developing it. And then eventually it will be very emotionally fulfilling for you. It'll be like, it'll come to fruition. So the thing that you're passionate about will eventually be the thing that ultimately makes you happy, if that makes any sense, but only if you can rein in that ridiculousness and then really apply some logic to it, but also nurture the idea because it's not quite there yet, if that makes any sense to you. All right. So that was fun. Does anybody else? Oh, Queen of Swords is your significator. That's kind of cool. All right. Anybody else want an Aces reading? Anybody else want an Aces reading? Yeah, think through the process. But also like whatever the idea behind the passion is, like it's not like you need to develop that a little bit more. It's more like, so some people kind of like get like this big, so the wands, when I think of wands, I think of people who get like they're big picture people. You know, they're like, oh my God, I totally want to become a horse racing jockey. I have no idea how to do it. I'm just gonna go do it. Okay, bye. And like, and then they just run and they go out and they stumble and they fall and they whatnot. Swords are people who are like, I'm going to become a horse racing jockey, and then they research it, and then they, you know, try to network, and then they read. No, I'm not using Tom's book. I need to buy Tom's book. I haven't read it. Like I've got a ton of books to work through, but his book is on my list of books that I need to get and read. It's just not quite there yet. So yeah, the swords to me are people that are just gonna, you know, the wands people are just like right out of the gate ridiculous, and then swords people are people who think about it a little bit more, if that makes any sense. They're a little more methodical. So I think you need to be like, you need to take like the, oh, I want to go do this, and then you need to be like, okay, well, I want to go do this, but how do I get there? Like kind of a little. Anyway, Bella, it was nice to see you. So Bella's leaving, and if there isn't anybody else that wants an Aces reading, I'm going to call it a day for the TDM. No, it's not TDM. Well, Tarot de Marseille is a pip deck, but that's not what this is. Yeah, so we're gonna call it a day for the March of the Pips for the Aces, and then maybe later today I'll do the 2s, and then this evening I'll take care of the 3s, and then that'll be the first 3 days out of the way. But thank you guys for sticking in with me while I do ridiculous newbie learner stuff. So I've been reading tarot for about 1.5 years now, steadily, and this just proves that there's always something you're going to be new at before you're good at it. So anyway, all right, so it looks like we don't have any more takers. I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful afternoon. Anybody who's stuck in this storm on the East Coast, stay safe. I hope your power comes back on really, really soon. And if you don't have it, and I will see you later. Bye, guys.